Good morning, everyone. It is day 77 on the PCT. It's 25 after 6, 0.3 miles into our day so far. We have a short day today. At least that's what we have planned so far. Only about 11 and a half miles. Again, that's because we're doing pass to pass up here in the Sierra, and you want to get up over these passes when the snow is still crunchy, frozen. We're doing Pinchot Pass. That's where we're on our way to right now. We've got a little less than 3 miles to get to the top of that. We hear it's not so bad, but Mather Pass is next. That's only about 10 miles away, so we may be stopping short. We'll see if we there is I guess a small chance that we will get there and push up and over it, but I don't know that that'll happen today. Okay, 8:30 a.m., 3 miles in, and we have reached the top of Pinchot Pass. It was nice and sunny on the other side, and no wind. Woo! We got to the top, and there's the wind. But a nice view down there. That's where we came from. All right, we're gonna move on here quickly because we're gonna get cold now that we have wind. Hey, buddy. Number 13 for the day. There he is. Alright, this one isn't even on our app officially as a water source. Kings River, South Fork Kings River, I think, something like that. But while it looks really bad upstream and somewhat downstream, right here on the trail, it's really not bad at all. Let's see, knee deep. I think this one can rage. There's some comments about, well, you can see the down trees and stuff that have floated down, but some comments about going 2 miles up to cross where it's safer. So this one must get pretty bad at times. $11 a.m. Again, try to do these in the early morning before it gets too bad. All right, one little bit above our knees there. Okay, good evening. It is the wrap up for day 77. Today we only did 11.3 miles of trail. We did a little bit more than that on foot, but we started out our day with Pinchot Pass. I don't remember which one. We were what, 3 miles? 3 miles from it. It was
cold.
Very cold. Yeah, that's a good way to start. It was, yeah, very cold. It's been very cold every morning for the last couple of mornings. It's got to be freezing or below every night. And even right now, I think the high was 42 today.
Yes.
So
it did not warm up as nicely as it did the day before.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
But the trail was much nicer today. I thought the climb up and over Pinchot was much more gentle and
yes,
easily
navigable.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, something like that. Yes, yeah, I agree. I mean, we had snow down at the bottom quite a bit, but we were able to more easily figure that out. We had some snow going up into the switchbacks a little bit, but they weren't really so bad either.
No. You can see the trail past them and then just connect the dots if you needed to.
Right. So. Yeah. The switchbacks a lot of times have snow on the ends of the switchbacks, so we do end up and everybody ends up skipping the ends of the switchbacks just because you can't do them. So we're getting close to them and then cutting up to the next one, and so that's kind of what happens. But yeah, so it wasn't so bad going up, and coming down really wasn't either. We didn't use micro spikes at all today.
Nope. That's one of the reasons why you get up and over them first thing in the morning, just so that the snow is crunchy and not slushy. Because as soon as it melts, you're just all over. You're all over the place.
Going through it, post holing and sliding, and so it's just not worth it.
Yeah, injure yourself.
Injuring and it slows you down.
Which is why we are where we are. So.
Yep. So
I only did 11 miles today.
Right. So the descent down was really actually pretty good in comparison to some of the others that we've done. Then we got to the bottom, and we had some really nice cruising miles. Yeah, next to those lakes.
Yes, it was very nice.
Which was really nice. Just a view of that and the mountainsides around. Obviously, every day in the Sierras is really nice. So we were keeping track of the number of marmots that we can. I mean, we do this every day. Different animals that we see. We ended up with 23 that we saw today. They're very cute. Run around. I mean, they just lumber around, and
it's the Sierra version of the groundhog.
Groundhog, yeah. And it's funny because sometimes they run away as soon as they see us. There was a pair of them that ran together away today, and then a couple of them just sat there. They just ate grass and didn't care. Nope, didn't care at all about us. So. So that was kind of fun. Something a little different to do today. And then we had a 4-mile climb. Oh, we had a lot of water crossings. Yeah. Let's talk about the water crossings first. Yeah.
Not as many as yesterday.
Right.
There were some that were still as deep, but not as.
I think knee deep was about. Well, you got up to your skirt.
I got up to.
Yeah, your skirt got wet once.
Thigh. Yeah. Yes, at one point.
But yeah, they really weren't dangerous or anything. If you look up and downstream, they would have been, but at the trail for the most part, they really were not bad at all. So quite a few of those today though.
So we had wet feet again all day.
All day, and it was so cold. The water was freezing.
It was really cold. Yes.
Yeah.
So at lunch we did find a space in the sun, which was lovely, and took off our shoes and socks and just let the sun kind of warm us as much as possible for half an hour.
Yeah. So
before we started hiking again.
The shoes were still wet, but at least it was warm wet.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Until, a mile later when we had to do it all over again.
Get all wet again.
But anyway, and then we had a 4-mile climb to get up to camp, which, compared to yesterday's 4-mile climb, it was nothing.
No, but it was lovely once again.
Yeah, it really was. And then just before we got here to camp, the terrain changed. Where it's you'll see when I with the video of the campsite, it is just completely open.
It kind of becomes like a barren moonscape in some regard.
Yeah.
Like there's just no trees, there's no grass, there's no, and it's flat and it's just
rock.
Yes.
Yes. It really does look like a lunar.
At a certain point. Well, I think we're at 11.5 right now. I think we're sleeping at 11.5.
Yeah, we're pretty high.
Yeah.
So it's just we got up here and we're in this bowl between all these mountains and so that it's windy in here.
It was gusting.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty windy when we got here. So we set up camp behind us.
2:00, by the way.
Yeah,
we got to camp at 2.
That's right.
It did take us about 45 minutes, I think, to figure out how we were going to position the tent behind the boulder. Because every time we got it situated, it gusted from a different direction.
Yeah. And then there's rocks in the ground, too, that we obviously can't move. And we didn't want to be sleeping on those, so, yeah.
Anyway, but we finally got it situated.
Yeah. So and it would be a little bit ideal if we could move it a little bit, but you know what? The wind is dying down, and it's really not so bad.
Wind is dying down. So our shoes are dry. Yes.
Ready for tomorrow.
Really important.
Yep. And we also have some nice lakes here next to us, ponds, I guess, mountain ponds with some frogs that were peeping.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, this high up. I'm just kind of surprised that they're up here, but so kind of neat. But it's just us here tonight. So, so I think that's is that pretty much?
I think so. The sun is beginning to set, and it's going to get cold.
It's going to get cold quickly. And that means that we are going to bundle ourselves up in our quilts very rapidly.
Yes.
You can see even in the tent. Well, we're in the tent because it was windy and cold outside. But even in here, we're wearing our puffies just because in anticipation of it getting cold. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that is day 77. Stay tuned tomorrow, day 78, for Mather Pass, which is right behind us. I think we have 1.4 or something like that.
The reason why we did not do Mather Pass today, and other people did push and do it, and we could have very easily time-wise, and I think energy-wise we could have done it, but the snow is just an issue. And there's apparently an ice ladder that you have to climb up, on the cornice to get over top of the pass itself.
Yeah.
We don't know what that looks like. If, I'd rather have that hard and frozen than slush or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the other side is supposed to be like Glen. And if you recall a couple days ago when we did Glen descent, it was
sketchy.
It was sketchy. It was straight down. It was very steep.
Yeah.
And once again, the trail just wasn't there.
Right.
So it's much easier to traverse, with
crunchy snow.
With crunchy snow, and it's hard, and it's
Right.
just you get good traction and everything else. So we'll see.
Yeah. So that's first thing tomorrow morning. Should be quick because it's only a mile away.
Hoping it's quick.
Yeah. So, all right, there you go. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Everyone have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Night. Okay, so here's the campsite for the night. It is pretty much just us here. I mean, it is just us here. We got some great views though. A couple of little ponds down there with some frogs making some noise. But we're in this valley, 360 degrees of view, which is really cool. There's a tent site down there, but we decided that we would stay here, mainly because of the wind. You can see here that we've set up behind this enormous rock, which helps with the wind. It doesn't block everything, but it is definitely helping. So that is it for the night. Tomorrow we go up, we think that way, through that pass there, Mather Pass. It's only a mile and a half-ish away. So that'll be us tomorrow morning. Stay tuned.